Good morning, Mr. Barber's classes. So this is going to be the first video in a bit of a new thing I'm going to try here now that we're back from spring break. I'm going to be doing 3 to 5 minute basically vlog narratives here each of the 5 weekdays. Kind of a combination of boredom and the fact that I miss being in the classroom and just kind of chatting, talking about stuff going on. So each of these days, I'm just going to give you guys a short little thing that highlights things around the internet and such. Primarily, I'm going to be showing you guys some interesting articles that I come across regarding the coronavirus or the world at large. Maybe some history stuff, some econ stuff. I'll point out some kind of entertainment for you guys each week. So those of you that are completely stuck at home and can't leave maybe have something to do. And I will try to share a combination of some just silly or fun and actual useful information. So, starting it off, guys, and please note that I'm going to include links to all of these various things I show you guys each week in the videos. So just check the description for that. So this first one's an article I came across during spring break, but I went ahead and bookmarked and I'll provide it to you guys. What everyone's getting wrong about the toilet paper shortage. And this talks about how it isn't just hoarding, although that was a cause in the early period, but rather there are a number of other aspects to it, including the way our economy is designed. So, econ seniors, this one should be particularly interesting for you because it talks about how the stuff actually works in the real world. Next up is this video produced by one of the channels I watch called Corridor Crew. These guys are special effects artists for hire. And as you can see, it's a short video. It's about 7 minutes long. But this is one of those where these guys are all stuck at home on their computers. So they did a bit of real fast slapdash graphic stuff to explain exactly how the coronavirus works in terms of what's called exponential growth. So you'll get some great mathematics involved there. History sophomores, here's some stuff for you guys. The Extra Credits channel that you have seen a number of videos from over the course of the year has put out some stuff during this quarantine period. The most recent one is a retelling of a famous Arabic diplomat and travel writer. And yes, it probably is a little mean. I'm telling you guys to watch videos about people who could actually travel, but hey, live vicariously. This one, Ibn Fahadlan, is famous because it was the first recorded description in detail of the Vikings by an outsider. Then, a few centuries later, we have probably the greatest and most famous traveler in the world that you guys have never heard of, Ibn Battuta. So Ibn Battuta was this North African Muslim judge who traveled literally across the known world, all the way, in fact, to China. Over the course of some 15, 16 years, he traveled thousands and thousands of miles and wrote about it. So, you can't leave the house? Read and listen to a story about somebody who could. Alright, so that's the kind of middle range stuff. Now, for those of you guys who are feeling really squirrely and maybe want a bit of black humor catharsis, I'm going to recommend a game for you guys. Plague Incorporated. Some of you may have heard of this or even played it before. For those who haven't, it is a simulation where you take over as the evolutionary god of a virus and you attempt to infect the whole world. If you're thinking to yourself, dear God, Barber, that is super dark. Yes, it is, and that's part of what makes it funny. If you guys have Steam, you can get it on there, or you can find this on both the Apple and Google Play stores. Now, speaking of Google, for those of you guys who have been keeping track or have not, one thing I'm going to suggest is that you probably should start, because we're now into the period where instead of just sit and wait, things are actually happening. Now, I highly recommend that the easiest way to get the news is to go to Google, type in news, and pick news.google.com. Please note the second link is Fox News. Do not click on Fox News. For those who don't remember, guys, Fox News is not a legitimate source of news coverage. They have a severe issue with bias and false fact reporting. The reason why Google News is good is because, as you can see here on my screen, it gives you an aggregate whatever the topic is, it gives you multiple sources. So you can see here for the headlines, we see in just one story, CNN, the New York Times, Business Insider, The Hill, and yes, Fox News. All of them are providing related stories. So this allows you to cross-check your references, something I've told you about before with the essays. And of course, it has various different topics. Now, last thing, and potentially the most useful thing I'm suggesting to you guys, the IRS website. Some of you may or may not know that the stimulus package from the government is starting to disperse, meaning that if you are a taxpayer, you are going to have access to some federal funds in order to help pay for the loss of job and job hours. For those whose families aren't aware of this, you might want to check up on it. The IRS website has a bunch of information. If you just Google IRS, one of the pages is the Coronavirus Tax Relief and Economic Impact Payments, and it has a lot of information for you there. Something I highly recommend you all check out. Alright guys, that's it for today. The video is a little longer today than it would normally be. In the future, they'll be much shorter because I won't need the introductory part. Stay safe, and be on the lookout for your work posting either late today, Monday, or early Tuesday.